Aloha, worlds, and welcome to another episode of The Queer and the Queen. I'm Jacoby Jones, your in-house queer, and today we have social media Casanova, fashion enthusiast, and entrepreneur extraordinaire, Miss Lou Sundara. Did I say that right, Miss Lou?
Oh, it's Sundara, but you good. It's Sundara, but you
Thank
good.
you so much for being here today.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me. As y'all know, he introduced me effectively. It is social media Casanova, fashion enthusiast, and entrepreneur extraordinaire. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at GetWithLu. Get with the Lord, get with the flop. Do not be a chicken box. And the YouTube is the same name. And then I also have my clothing store that you can check out as well. Summer items coming soon. And Black Excellence is in the room.
Amen.
So you'll be able to find all of that in my Instagram bio. And I know he's gonna drop all my links in the description. So
yes,
we good.
I will totally link you up with everything. And on a quick note, for those of you who are visiting this show for the first time, please make sure you scroll down and click that subscribe button and ding on that notification. Follow me on Instagram. I am currently releasing merch and things. I have started a t-shirt line. If you guys can see it, don't forget to smile. And I started a coffee line of Don't Forget to Smile and a few other Jacoby-isms that you can go check out on Instagram on my shop. Now, Miss Lou, I have a very serious this right here, this topic we finna get into bothers me. And I don't know if I'm wrong or not. So please help me, woman to woman, man to man, whatever we are.
Okay.
help me figure.
Woman to woman.
Okay. Help me figure this out because Caitlyn Jenner is running for the governor of California. And this bothers the hell out of me. How does it make you feel?
So first things first, before we even get into her policies and her lobbying and all that good stuff, correct me if I'm wrong. You can do it. My imaginary friends in the room can do it. Wasn't she a Trump supporter?
Okay. So yes, to mine. This is what bothers the fuck out of me is because it pisses me off when they keep letting these raggedy bitches run for offices. Like Trump was raggedy. He had no, like, there has to be, you know what I think, outside of just being, with president, you can't run. I think you have to be at least 35 years old to run for president. Stuff right. Like, a few guidelines and shit like that. Mental health, psychological evaluation should be on the highest list of that shit because it pisses me off. One of the things that pissed me off the most about Caitlyn Jenner was that she went on the Ellen show and said, like, Ellen tried to call her out, like, because she isn't for gay marriage and she wasn't really a supporter of gay rights. And Ellen was like, you transition, you're on the cover of this as, Women's Magazine and Women of the Year award and all this bullshit she didn't deserve. And she said, how could you feel this way and still be a part of this community? And then she said, well, I'm just a traditionalist. Bitch, ain't nothing traditional about you. You a man with titties now, which, I mean, I'm not hating on that because you transition, I understand. But bitch, ain't nothing about you traditional. And like, it just bothered me in such depth. Like, and the fact
the blood that's boiling in my veins. But I'm gonna let you finish.
Go ahead.
Because I know for a fact. So first of all, shout out to Ellen, even though I don't too much do Ellen like that. Shout out to Miss Ellen because usually, they got to keep it real PC, real politically correct. So I'm kind of surprised that she even held her feet to the fire. Now, this was your moment in time to correct your crime and let it be known that, okay, yes, I felt that way in the past when I was a cisgendered Caucasian man with all this male privilege and white privilege and all this other stuff. But now that I'm a trans woman, I feel differently. You doubled down on your comment and said you're a traditionalist. What is traditional about your lifestyle now? One.
The only thing that's traditional is that her bank account. Her bank account is still a white man, an old, rich white man.
Boom. See, I knew I didn't like that hoe. And then it's just kind of like, one, I feel like you're running to the office because you can't run to the bank off these reality TV checks. The Kardashians and the Jenners, they exiled
You
you, so you're
said
not allowed
that.
to
You
film.
said
And
that.
we all know that IAmCati was not that great and it got canceled, okay, after 8 episodes.
Ain't that the
So,
truth?
I mean, you know for a fact that you're like, okay, I'm still Caucasian and I have a proper tone of speaking, so maybe I can be a politician. What policies are you lobbying? Are you lobbying
What are
for
you gonna
trans
do? Like, why?
rights?
Like, it's really an ego run because it's an ego
Really?
narcissistic run. For one, I got. Let me remind us. His net worth is $100 million by himself at
Oh,
minimum,
speak
and
on
he
it.
has a daughter who's a billionaire. He don't. This is not. This is financially.
Yeah,
This is unnecessary. He's just
right.
old with an ego with nothing to do, and the bitter white old man is still kicking around on the
Oh, you
inside of
gotta
him.
say she. Oh my god, my bad. You gotta say she. I forgot that
Oh.
we were using. I forgot that you were you. Oh God, forgive
Well,
us.
you know, I
I
mean,
forgot that you were using the raw
honesty,
pronouns.
just like they say, black on black crime. This could be gay on gay crime because
Okay, child.
I
LG.
do not respect Caitlyn Jenner that much. Like, I
Yeah,
really
but I don't
just
respect her. We
don't.
respect her as a woman. We just don't respect her as a person. Boom.
Yes,
Because I know people gonna be like, "Oh, transphobia, girl." Listen, it's not that deep, and we're not even coming. That's not our intention.
I
But
respect
I'm
her
so glad you brought
transition.
that up.
I just don't respect her character traits. Her
Motives. Her
character, yeah,
motives.
yeah,
Right.
absolutely, absolutely. It just
And
is.
then my whole thing is, as a trans politician, what are you going to do about Black trans women being murdered every single week? What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Breaks my heart.
Breaks my heart. Literally every time I log on Instagram, it's another name, and like the
Yeah.
number just keeps going higher and higher and higher. I think in 2021, about what, 14? I think we're on 14 already,
Or
and we
more,
haven't even
yeah.
hit May yet.
Yeah, or maybe and probably way more than that, and we just don't have the numbers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My friend, I
Mm-hmm.
talked to a girlfriend of mine who lives in Seattle, and I told
Mm-hmm.
her how I was interviewing you, and I was excited, and like, what should I talk to him about?
Right.
And she was just like telling me about how her friend, this transgender actually woman that
Uh-huh.
she worked with in North Carolina when she was there, she used to speak to all the time since she's moved away. He was killed in a hotel in North Carolina doing his, working the sex
Oh
industry,
God.
and just like
Oh
last
God.
week. And it's just like it just keeps happening, and it's so frustrating when we live in
Mm-hmm.
circumstances where all not all we do, but it's such a like the negativity or
Mm-hmm.
the misfortune of others is so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love how you brought that up because one, a lot of people would be like, "Oh, well, why are trans women doing sex work? Why are trans women? They're putting themselves in that predicament." Blah, 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 blah. First of all, trans employee discrimination, the same way Shanteria can't wear her natural fro to the job, is the same way a trans woman cannot walk into the job and apply for a job. And before y'all try to say, "Oh, well, if you a man, take the wig off," or da 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 da, my whole thing is you can never invalidate somebody's transition when you, or not invalidate somebody's transition, but you can never, like, you're not transgender, so you just wouldn't get it. You just wouldn't understand. Like, I know for me,
Sorry.
I am bless you, and bless you. Okay, more blessings to you. I know for me, I'm not transgender, but I am androgynous, very much gender fluid, the makeup, all that, the wigs, all that good stuff. And a lot of people look at me and be like,
You are
okay, well,
beautiful. Okay, let's just put it that way. I see in your Instagram, I see your pictures, and I'll be like, I hate this bitch because I
listen.
can't fit into that number 0 that bitch is wearing right now. And I want that
Child,
outfit in
not the
my
number
closet.
zero. Not the number zero.
You know
Well,
you a 0. You know you a 0.
listen, God bless me with a bamboo stick figure, okay?
But I mean, and I mean, you look great. You really do. You got to go
Thank
follow her on
you.
Instagram. You
I
got to go.
really try. Lord knows I do. Okay. I
No, you don't. You
right
look like
now.
you don't try at all. You look like you eat whatever you want and you don't go to the gym and you just skinny and pretty for no fucking reason. But can carry on.
I'm done. Not carry on. Listen, y'all. This summer, we're working on getting some hips, okay, to balance out all this damn prettiness, because being built like a light pole is getting old, okay? And we working on this skin too. We got a full coverage foundation going, but listen, when I wipe this makeup off, I don't think you're gonna say the same thing. You're not gonna feel the same way. I promise you that. But what was I saying? Anyways, yeah, I'm not transgender, but I am androgynous, very gender fluid. So a lot of people will look at me and be like, "Oh, well, you're a man. Why do you like makeup?" Da, 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 da. And it's not even a sense of, oh, this is how I feel. This is who I am. Like when my girls are like, okay, get dressed up, party all night. Where we going? Where we going? Party all night. I'm ready to beat my face and win the race. It's just who I am. And I know that even though it's hard to understand, it's not for you to understand.
Right.
Understand that what I'm doing is not hurting anybody. It is not harming anybody. I am not harming myself. Therefore, I shall be respected not only as a human, but a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen.
Say it again for the people in the back. Say it again for the people in the back. So speaking of that, okay, so in this conversation, I just had this conversation last night with a girlfriend, who I hung out with, and she is a lesbian, bisexual, but mainly a lesbian. When she get a little drunk, sometimes she wants some dick, but for the most part, she's a stud lesbian.
What do they say? A drunk tongue speaks a sober mind. I'm just putting another pillow behind my back because I'm like, I'm about to be comfortable. I'm not playing these games. But, I'm about to be real comfy. Ooh, so yes.
Comfort. Me and her had the conversation last night of transgender children, and to see the thing for her, even though she's a lesbian and all that, she's in my opinion, she's very overly into the Bible, to the point where
lesbians get on my nerves. Oh, I'm sorry. I knew I wasn't supposed to say that. I knew I wasn't supposed to say that. I'm gonna just be quiet.
We love lesbians.
Get on my nerves.
We love lesbians here at the Queen.
I love y'all, but some of y'all, I be.
But listen to this, right? Because she doesn't think that anyone should ever be able to transition or even be influenced or encouraged to transition until they're like around 24 or 25. Because for her, she was just like, she wanted to do some things when she was 16, and she's now older and happy that her mother wouldn't let her do, right? But long story short, how do you feel? What's your opinion and views on children transitioning or beginning the process? I tried to explain to her that why do you care? This has nothing to do with you. This is not your child. You know what I mean? Like, and it ain't hurting you. It doesn't like, and if you don't like, she's like, it does. I was like, how does this affect you? And she was like, well, I was at a barbecue a couple weeks ago, and they have this daughter that's like 14, and she wants to transition to be a dude. And I felt guilty being around her, being a stud, because I feel like I'm influencing her to let her think that she's okay. She should really stay the creature that God created her and find herself later. And I said, well, that's your problem. That got nothing to do with that kid. If you feel uncomfortable, that's your problem that you should seek therapy for. But don't be pushing off that. Don't push it off on that child.
I'm getting very angry.
What are your views on the transitioning and support at an early age?
Let me take a deep breath because I'm getting very angry. First of all, I want to bring up the influencing a child to do this, influencing a child to do that. I am a prime example of, if your child is born gay, they are going to be that way every day, regardless of what you say. Both my parents are Central African. Boom. Okay. I have not one sister, older brother, and a younger brother. Younger brother does boxing. Older brother was all into sports. There was not one gay character, gay Disney character, or whatever kind of character that existed growing up. I didn't find out what RuPaul's Drag Race was until I was in high school. And by then, baby had been voguing out the closet. Listen, when I was 5 years old, couldn't nobody tell me I was not the fifth cheetah girl. So you cannot, okay? One world, one heart. Okay, like, you cannot influence a child's sexuality because that is something that they will explore eventually, whether they're pansexual, bisexual, whatever. However, and God intended them to be this way. You know why God
That's the
intended them to
thing
be
for me
this way?
too.
Because my mom tells me all the time, God knows your beginning and God knows your end. So God knew you were going to be gay. All right.
Right.
The Bible was produced by who? Exactly. You can't tell me. You cannot tell me. It was produced by man.
Right.
God is not the Bible. The Bible is, a moral compass and it has, good scriptures and all this other stuff. But every rule and first of all, not
You know
everybody
what I
even
told her yesterday?
follows. Right.
I told her when we were talking, I was like, it's a cute book, but
It's a cute book.
let's remind ourselves that it's a book. Like it is not the be all end all. The human
Exactly.
species existed and had a consciousness before this book came.
Before.
So I mean, like it's great. I think it's a great book with great
Right.
moral compasses and some guidances. And I
Right.
understand that religious is a fuck situation because the
Right.
teachers manipulate the teaching. I get all of
Right.
that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But some people take it to the extremes, and like
Girl.
with this friend, she's so into the Bible, and even that, like we talked about that too. I'm just like, why can't you, like, what's the harm in allowing someone to figure themselves out? If a child
And then
wants
that's
to,
another thing. Do I feel like, because I do want to bring it back, I don't want to get too sidetracked, but I will say that, you can't influence a child to do anything. They're going to grow up and do whatever they want to do anyways. Because if anybody chose to be gay, there would not be down low men that exist. Because they choose to suppress their feelings and erase those feelings and live the right way. But
girl,
somehow, some way, they find themselves in a back alley.
suppressing me
Somehow,
against
some
the
way,
wall, girl. Trust and believe, honey.
okay. Somehow, some way, they find themselves on those apps that don't nobody want to talk about, ready to link up and hook up. You know why? Because no matter how hard they try, the truth cannot die. Can I get an amen?
A shamana, ha, girl.
Okay. So regardless, you cannot influence a child to do anything. They are going to be who they're going to be. Now,
Right.
do I feel like children should have the right to transition at a young age? I feel like a child knows. And yes, you do have your cases where they transition and then they want to reverse back. That is some cases,
That's less
but
than one
that's not
percent.
all.
That's less
Thank
than one
you.
percent of people who transition
Thank
make a
you.
decision to transition back.
Thank
I've done the numbers. If we
you.
had a conversation before we started this episode, numbers don't lie. I've done the numbers on this thing, and
Thank
it
you.
pisses me off when people try to use that as a
People
talking
try to
point
use that
because
so
it's like
bad.
that. Just because that small little portion, then yes, those people
Right.
need help. But don't let this be the be all end all of how you can
Right.
judge this entire community of people.
Exactly. And I'm so glad we brought that point up because yes, there is a small portion of the community that transitioned and wanted to reverse back. But do not let this minority represent the majority because if
Amen.
somebody if somebody were to walk around and say that all black men are criminals, y'all would have a field day.
Right.
Because that's a minority of black men that are drug dealers and thugs and rappers. But if they made the majority and said that all black men are doing that, then y'all would have a field day. So shut your mouth. That point is
or
invalid.
or even the
Mm-hmm.
concept of, he was raised without a daddy, so he gonna end up, living in these streets with no father figure. People, we can, that prime example of
Right.
they didn't have the proper influence and they made all these wrong choices. People miss parents and situations and circumstances and still grow to be amazing individuals or still end up behind
Exactly.
bars. It's a
Exactly.
perspective and a priority and option thing.
Yes, a child knows, but at 5 years old, I feel like it's a little too early. You don't even know all your
Well,
ABCs
yeah.
yet.
So, like
Yeah.
for me at 5,
I
I
say
remember,
13.
I
Like
remember
how
being
they're doing
little
with
and knowing that I
Zayla.
liked the attention of boys more than girls, right? But I didn't know it
Mm-hmm.
was gay. But as far as like
Mm-hmm.
expression of oneself, I would say around 12, 13, 14 years old, you start understanding what you're more drawn to, a feminine expression or a
Mm-hmm.
masculine expression. You understand that if
Mm-hmm.
you like, well, I feel feminine, I want to express myself feminine, but why don't I have the feminine parts? You know what I mean? Like I can
Mm-hmm.
understand that concept. But with those things being said, wondering because you are such a bold, bodacious, free, bright, shining star of a spirit, beautifully so. How did you become you? How were you able to overcome what society or religion told you what you
Mm-hmm.
should be?
Well, I won't sit on here and say that I've had a hard knock life. I have had it pretty, easy as a young gay black man in America. I don't really have horror stories for y'all, but I will say that, being Central African, both my parents are like literally from Africa, came to Europe and came to America. So that was a struggle. But I think because I was so confident in who I am, and I was like, okay, this is who I am. You're going to deal with it. I'm not going to be miserable so you can go to sleep at night. I'm not doing that. These are years that I'm never going to get back. You're old. You got to live your life. If you didn't get to live your life, that's not my problem. I did not ask to be here. I did not ask to be your child. There was many other I was planned. You planned to have me. But just because you planned to have me does not mean you get to plan my entire life out and
Right.
get mad when I don't follow your plan. And Gabrielle Union brought up a great point. When you have kids, they're not here to be mini yous. They're their
Right.
own living, breathing human bodies, and they got to figure this world out for themselves. Like,
But so you
no,
didn't
I'm not.
have any, there was no, they just accepted that.
No, it's not even that they accepted it. We had our fights. It took a lot of hell to get to this heaven. Okay.
Okay.
We had our fights, but I wasn't backing down because I knew like, okay, this is what I'm doing. It's not hurting you. And if it is hurting you, it's because you're forcing it to hurt you. And
So,
like I'm minding
so
my business. Yeah.
what would you say what would you say to someone who watches this, a young little gay boy that we can inspire, or any kind of youth, a
Yes.
lesbian or transgender? What would you say? What would you like to have heard from someone at your growing up that you could have said to someone, or that you can say to someone?
You are beautiful. You are worthy. You are intelligent. And your life is meaningful. Do not stress, do your best, and you will receive everything you manifest because God has the rest. When you move with good intentions, you'll be fine. I
Amen.
always I always knew that, hey, I'm a good person. I ain't hurting nobody. I ain't wishing bad on nobody. What I'm doing with consenting, parties whenever that time comes. And at the end of the day, I have the right to exist in all of my bliss the same way you do. And I'm gonna come through, and that's just what it's gonna be, boo.
Yeah. Amen. I always say, and I repeat this, I've said it before in other interviews.
Mm-hmm.
What I would tell a young gay person or a young someone just struggling with their identity is
Mm-hmm.
seek identity therapy, because you can't do it alone. You can't figure out who you are
Mm.
surrounded by people telling you who you are, what you feel is
Ooh.
wrong. So seek
Mm-hmm.
guidance and therapy outside of your comfort zone, and make sure it's
Mm-hmm.
a positive one. Don't go to church where they're going to tell you more shit to make you feel bad. Go to somewhere with no biases, no judgments,
Mm-hmm.
and find counsel and guidance, and staying in that in your truth. Okay, on a different
Yeah.
note of speaking
Mm-hmm.
of freedoms and living in truths, Kalani, did you see the musician singer
Yes, yes,
Kalani
yes.
came out? And I live in Hawaii. Kalani is a
Mm-hmm.
Hawaiian name. I think she's from here, but
Oh.
yeah. So she came out as a lesbian, and I watched the video of her do it. And what I found cute and funny about it was that in the video, she's like, she tell her friends like, okay, now I'm gay, y'all. I'm coming out. I'm gay, and they're all like, we know, like, yeah, like,
Girl, first of all, you've been know. I'm happy that she's out and about out. And so, did you know that you was a lesbian when you was dating YG?
true
I'm just trying to
though,
figure.
true.
I
But
mean,
the thing is though, that's one of the things that's so interesting to me. But again, identity therapy is the reason we need identity. I mean, this is the
true,
reason why we need
true.
identity therapy, because clearly she's bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Exactly.
you know
I
what I
don't
mean? Like,
know. I mean, I feel like she is. Because, okay, to be honest, and I'm glad she brought that up in her little coming out interview. I forgot what magazine she did it with, but she was just saying like it is easier for girls to come out than for guys to come out. Like there is a double standard. Like it is socially acceptable for a girl to be gay than rather a guy to be gay. So I'm glad that she,
yeah.
brought up that double standard. I just what I If you're going to be a lesbian, then be a lesbian, be actually gay. Because there's a lot of times
What do you mean by
that
that?
what I mean by that is a girl will say she's gay, and then 5 years later, she's on her second child and she has a baby daddy. How in the world? How in the world?
Well, now see that, but sexuality is fluid, though. I kind of understand this, but this is why I'm saying
Right.
I think that she's just to say I'm bisexual.
Yeah,
Because,
just say you're bisexual. For you to say that you're gay, okay. You don't get to touch another dick again.
but I
Like,
mean, no, see, and the funny thing is that chick I was just talking about earlier, she's a stud. Like, she's more
right.
masculine than me, and within the masculinity that's flowing through me and you combined,
Oh,
she is more
okay.
masculine than us. But when that liquor hit her upside her head a little bit, sometimes she like how she'll let a dude fuck her. And she has a daughter. She has a 4-year-old daughter and everything. Like, and I mean, I just hung out with her the other day, and she was telling me
Uh-huh.
how she got drunk and she let this dude fuck the shit out of her. But she's a stud. Like, when I tell you, like, Jordan Timberland wearing baggy
So
pants.
how would the dude identify? Okay, sometimes it gets a
I
little.
think, but you know what I
I
think though? I think these men
yeah.
are intrigued because she has beautiful skin. She's a beautiful black woman, voluptuous
Mm-hmm.
titties, but she's a beautiful woman. And I think these
Okay.
men find it like an ego challenge to like break
I
her.
see what you're saying.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like it's kind of like I don't want a man, but you are a beautiful woman, but you also have this masculinity that I get to overpower.
Right.
Men are weird. Okay.
I
It.
dated a FTM once, but that's a whole nother
Oh,
conversation.
you okay,
We ain't come here to talk
girl?
about my
Okay.
life. Let's get into my most exciting part of this episode is the hot and spicy question and answer.
Ooh.
Are you
Child, not the hot and
down?
spicy. I'm down.
Question number one. Simple question. I love to ask all the guests this. Who is your
Mhm.
celebrity crush?
People are gonna drag me for this, but Jussie Smollett. I've always had a soft
What?
spot for that pretty little liar. Oh my gosh!
Oh
Like
my god.
even before he told that big ass lie, oh Lord,
You
all
know
he has
what?
to do is slide in my DMs.
Question number two. During sex, would you prefer a quickie or a marathon?
I'm kind of like, oh no. Actually, we'll just do a quickie. That marathon, I don't have the
Really?
cardio. Girl, I got back problems. My legs get sore. Listen, I'm still trying to work to get in shape. Yes, I'm skinny, but a bitch been huffing and puffing on the damn phone with the customers. I ain't got time. It's 30 minutes in. You still get off
You
of
know,
me. Like,
I have another gay black friend, and he's like a thin little petite model like yourself, and he's the same way. He's like, I can't do all that. I need quickies, just get it in 10 to 15 minutes. And I'm just like, it's because you so skinny and frail, girl. Just a meat on your
okay.
bones. You can't take that shit like I can.
When 20 minutes pass, it's like, so
Really?
are you getting ready to go?
Shit,
Okay.
girl.
Like,
Shoot.
and then I'm a content
All
creator,
I
so I
need
got
is
things
some
to
poppers and
do.
a snack, girl. I can lay there forever.
A girl, not a poppers and a snack, bitch, I'm dead.
So, on the same sex note, question
Mhm.
number three: would you prefer sex with the lights on or the lights off?
Ooh. Hmm. I'm a lights on kind of girl because because
On.
my whole thing is if I'm sleeping with you, first of all, if I'm sleeping with you, it's for two reasons. One, it's about to be payday. Or two, or two, I actually might just like you. Not even like you, but I'm attracted to you. So, I want to make the eye contact. I don't know, I just want to enjoy myself. So, I know I'm cute. I know you're cute. So, I want to look at your cute face. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Everyone's so different. But because
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm a lights off person. I said it
You
once
like the
before.
lights
I
off?
like having lights off in the dark, and I got to hunt for the dick.
Oh, girl, not hunt for it. Not, okay.
Fourth and final question: when you hook up with someone, is kissing okay or too intimate? Just for the hookup though, this is just we just hooking up.
Uh-huh.
We ain't even fuck buddies or friends with benefits or lovers. Like this is just something that's happening, and they try to go in for the kiss. Do they get the cheek, or do you just lay it on
Um. Okay. Regardless.
them?
Yeah. No, I'm a kisser. Girl, these big ass
Really?
lips.
You do got some big lips, girl. You do.
Okay, these some
Girl,
coolers.
you do. You do. Yeah, you
You
know.
gonna have to adopt now. If you give me herpes, we're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a
Yeah.
problem. Okay, but no, I got some.
I'm kissing is way. I'm not gonna talk about how many men I've had sex with, but and I'm not gonna attempt to tell you. But
Okay, you like, let me not spill
I can
to
tell
you.
you how many people I've kissed though, because
Mhm.
I'm a kisser, but that is just the most intimate. Like I would let you fuck me raw and come inside me before I let you kiss me.
Bitch, I'm scared. You like you can get the pussy, but you can't get the lips. You're doing a little too much. You're doing a little too much. Okay.
I just can't do it. I don't know why. I just can't do it.
I don't know, maybe because I just know I have nice lips and it's gonna be an experience for you and for me. I'm
I
like,
guess
girl.
that's true.
Yeah, like I think it's really
You
just
feed the needy, not the greedy, girl.
okay. I just know like my lips deserve to be kissed. So why not? Why not? I
Well,
remember.
thank you so much for being here today and being my first gay male queen on the Queer and the Queen. Let me ask you a few closing questions. Where are you from?
Yes.
Where exactly are you from again, so the people know?
So I am from Jacksonville, Florida. Dirty Duval,
Okay.
stand up. Dirty Duval,
Okay.
stand up.
And
Yeah.
how old are you?
I turned 22 in May.
Wait, are you a
How old did you
Gemini?
think?
Are you a
Do you know
Gemini?
I am
You
a Gemini.
bitch, I'm a Gemini.
When's your birthday?
June 9th.
Oh, and mine's is the 28th. So
Oh,
we
okay.
right there. We right there neck and
Okay.
neck.
See, this is why I knew I liked you, girl. This is why I knew I
We see
liked
each
you.
other.
Yes,
Okay,
we
we see
do.
each other.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. I feel honored. It was a pleasure to talk to you. I'm gonna link all of you have a YouTube channel that people can go check out and your Instagram,
Yes.
and you have TikTok.
TikTok, Twitter. Not well, I don't really get on Twitter, so don't worry about that. But yeah, I'm on TikTok, BIGO, YouTube, Instagram. I have my clothing store.
Yeah.
And yeah, child, we just out here networking until the dreams start working,
Yeah, and
and we're gonna keep
influence in the world.
twerking.
And influence in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna definitely link all your stuff in the description box below, and it'll probably pop up on the screen at some point. And
Right.
make sure you get in that box and go to his page and my page and subscribe to everybody. Click the
Yes.
notification so you
Yes.
can see when my episodes come out and see when Miss Lou's episodes come out. And love
Yes.
yourself until the end of time. And as I always say, don't forget to smile.